Hello friends, this is Jim with the Gun Lake Paddle Sports channel. I'm in Michigan today and the weather's a little blustery. Actually, it's been really kind of rotten the last handful of days, but the sun's out today and I thought I'd take this opportunity to showcase the cargolite trailer from Microlite. This beauty is one of our display models. I managed to grab this just before the COVID virus had us all staying home and staying away from work. She is a beauty. The color is black. It has a silver top. Keeps the roof cool in the hot weather. We won't have to worry about that today. It's around between 50 and 60 degrees depending on where you're standing. The wind's blowing pretty good, so I wanted to set up camp. I'm not defying any of the stay-at-home orders. The area you're seeing is my backyard, my rustic wood shop. I hang out here a lot. I'm kind of a wood freak. You can see my wood pile over there. Some of the projects going on over here. Little fire going on. But this video is all about the cargolite, the usefulness, the ease of operation. And the next portion that I'll get to here is how to deploy the awning. We have the Rhino Rack Sunseeker awning on this unit. I put it up here just a few minutes ago. This particular awning is one that I've had lying around for parts because it came with a little tear in the case. Rather than run all the way to the shop in Elkhart to get more parts, I found enough to make it work. The modern ones are black, this one's green, but they all work the same. So we'll get to it and I'll mount that awning, or excuse me, deploy that awning for you, and you'll be able to see how easy it goes up. First thing is just to get the awning out of the bag. Got one side open. Awning's held in place with a couple of Velcro straps. Once you get it out, you basically got it in your hand. Underneath are the posts that are horizontal. And here in the end are the posts that are vertical. We'll just pick a random height here to get started. Grab a horizontal pole, stick it in here, give it a twist, tighten it. Do the same to the other side. Now you can adjust the height easy enough. I like to put it just high enough so I don't bang my head when I walk underneath. It's pretty good. Tighten her up a little bit. And that quick and easy, you've got an awning set up. One thing I'll point out, the wind is coming from the northwest, which is that direction. So when I get to camp, I try to make sure I put my trailer between me and the wind and my fire. In this case, I've got the fire banked a little bit, a stack of logs behind it to reflect the heat back up under the awning. As it gets cooler tonight, that's going to be important. But even more important is to make sure that you get your awning guide out, and they come with a bag and some stakes. this awning will stay up really good, even in a pretty good sized wind, as long as you get the stakes, you get it guyed out properly. So I'll do that, and then I'll cover it with you here in just a second. Okay, I've got one side guyed out, and I'll demonstrate the other side. It's really simple. Attach a S-hook to one end of the rope. Leave that on there once it's attached for the first time. There's a little hole right up here where it's designed to fit. Grab the remaining stake out of the stake bag. Got the other side pulled out about at this angle. I'd like to go a little forward and down, angling the stake away from the line to give it maximum holding power. I wrap the line around the hook of the stake, and it comes with handy little black plastic automatic tensioners. So you just hold it on there like that, push it up if you want to tighten it a little bit more, and you've got your awning staked out pretty much in no time. Super easy. Now you can walk away from it. The wind can blow. It doesn't matter. If it rains and you want some more tension to the roof, there's these little Velcro straps that go all the way down both sides. Will hold this top real tight. I don't generally even need them, but they're there in case you do. Here's a look at the inside of the cargolite and an example of the kind of room that there is. One of the things that I often do when I set up for the evening is I'll grab a tote out of my vehicle, or one that I happen to maybe have stored in here with gear in it, and I'll place it underneath the back door. This back door is coated with heavy bed liner material. No problem standing on it, no problem sitting on it. If you wanted to cook on it, your camp stove, go right here. You won't hurt this stuff, and it makes a dandy little patio. Inside, there's 48 inches of room from the ceiling to the roof. That's not a ton, but it is enough to be comfortable for two people. We grabbed a hold of this cot, found these at Cabela's this winter when we were messing around. And the Cabela's camp cot, I think it was $99. First time I've put one in a cargolite, but it fits pretty nice. And I also found out that when I get in it, I've still got room to sit up. I'm just below the ceiling, and it'd be very comfortable to sit here and read or eat or whatever else you want to do. There's 8 feet of room from the back door to these front cabinets. So when it's time to lay down on a 6-foot person, cot like this, pretty darn comfortable. Make for a good night's sleeping. Got doors on either side, so if you're by yourself, you'd certainly be able to easily use that door. If you wanted to get out this door, it's just a matter of opening it. Be a tight crawl to get out of this side, so 2 of these in here would probably be a bit much, but for one person, camp cot's a pretty nice way to go. Get you up off the floor. Other options for sleeping in here, you'll notice I have a rug on the floor. That's going to be necessary if you're camping in cold weather. It keeps the heat in and the cold out, because it will go through this solid aluminum floor if you don't have it covered. So that's a nice tip to know. Also, what people do, they don't want to use something like this. The interior is way big enough to blow up a queen-size mattress, use a thermarest, or just put some good insulating material on the floor and crawl in your sleeping bag. Lots of room, 2 adults, plenty of storage room up front. If you were to order the air conditioning, it would go into this cubby here on the left. leaving this one open. These here are the window coverings. They snap into place. And they have pockets for your gear. Easy to put on, easy to take off. Adds a pretty good measure of privacy to the inside. And the windows all have their own little cranks. So you got pretty good space here for ventilation, as well as the roof vent right above you, up or down, depending on how much ventilation you'd like to have. Screens on both doors, electrical outlet here, and a DC outlet here with another electrical outlet right up front on this wall. You probably can't see it from that video. And then there's another electrical outlet. Yep, it's on this side, just above this fender. So you've got a lot of places to plug stuff in. Coffee pots, computers, whatever your choice is in your camping style. So we'll take a little walk around next and show you the rest of the trailer. Okay, this is the demonstration of the rear screen divider. Really easy to store, really easy to deploy. The edge you're seeing has Velcro, and the inner edge of this opening here also has Velcro. Place it on the Velcro, run the sides down real quick, and you've got protection from everything on the outside with a nice big zipper, so you can easily get in and get out of your cargolite. I'm here to tell you that's a nice way to spend the night when it's warm out. We'll get back to this a little later this evening when the sun starts to dip. We'll light it up, put a heater in there, maybe do some temperature checks, and show you what it's really like to be out here at night when it's going to get cold out. And they say it's going to get pretty cold tonight. We've got a frost warning, freeze warning going on, so it should be good. Talk to you in a bit. Okay, I'm going to try to use this selfie stick to see if I can show you some of the other things on the outside of the trailer. Pardon my inexperience here. Kind of new to this, but we'll do the best we can. So moving to the side of the trailer. This one's equipped with the Rhino rack, and on the Rhino rack that supports the Rhino rack Sunseeker awning. You can see on the other side, hopefully. There's room enough on top of this rack to put a couple of kayaks or a canoe, bicycle carriers, whatever the case might be. Windows on the sides are flush mounted. They're hard to see against this black finish, but they're pretty good sized and they crank out. So there's screens behind there, good ventilation coming that way. Right below the window is a storage compartment. I'll kind of tilt it up here. You might be able to see there's a battery box in there. So you can run this trailer with a 12-volt battery. Most people just use a regular deep cycle. You can run features like the lights inside and the roof vent fan, and have your basics when you're not able to be connected to 110-volt power. The doors are two pieces. When you shut them, they open both the screen and the door itself. To close the screen, just move the little lever, and between the window, the screen, and the roof vent, you've got some serious ventilation that you can create. There's a light LED light mounted on both sides, and it glows either amber or white. We'll see that this evening when we get plugged in. The trailer comes standard with the fenders, storage compartments on both sides, and running boards that are actually functional. You can stand on them to get better access to the top of your trailer. It's very handy when you're washing it, waxing it. One of the things I typically add to all of the display models, the spare tire and wheel is standard equipment, but this wheel is a pretty wheel, just like it comes standard on the rest of the trailer, so I like them to match. So I generally put the upgraded aluminum spare with it. Another little tip that hopefully you can see here, where the jack is standing and the wheel of the jack, there's a plastic cup right here. I take one of those with me wherever I go, because if the ground is soft, your wheel won't sink in. If the ground is hard, like concrete or asphalt, the trailer won't roll, and you don't need wheel chocks that way. So you can adjust the height by cranking up or cranking down, and your wheel's going to stay right where you want it. Coming over to the side where the awning is, it's very comfortable under here. I've got 2 chairs and a little table set up here to give you a little bit of idea of the space that's available under here. It's a nice place for 4 people to sit. The electric outlet is right behind us here, right there. And with that outlet and my electric coffee pot right here, I'm pretty much all set every morning. And here's a nice place to sit when there's a light rain. It's a nice place to sit in front of the campfire at night with the campfire bank behind us. The tall logs there in the stack. That should help us with bringing heat up underneath this awning this evening and maintaining a nice temperature under here. So we'll see how that works out. Well, it's time for coffee break. I'll see you a little later tonight, and we'll be out here when the temperature starts to fall. See you then. Okay, welcome back to the evening. The sun is just starting to set behind the clouds. Not going to be a very pretty sunset, but the wind has died down and the temperatures have remained more stable than what we thought. That's a good thing. We always appreciate some decent evening temperatures, even though tomorrow morning is supposed to still be frost warnings. Got a cheery fire going, and I've got the trailer set up the way I typically camp. The light is on inside. You can see the light around the fan. It's called a fandelier, kind of catchy. I've still got the door open, windows open. Got my thermarest pad down there on the floor, my favorite sleeping bag, and in the corner I have a ceramic heater. I've got it running right now on low just to take the edge off in there, because I'm going to close it up here real quick and watch the temperature go up inside. Got a thermometer out here, and it's dropping just a little below 50 right now outside. You can see the amber lamp just above the door. And on this side, I've got the white LED turned on. It's hard to tell how bright it is because it is still a little bit light outside. I'll close up the battery door. I'll close up the rear door. Helps if you get the latch out of the way first. That is how the latch secures. It just swings out of the way and then swings in. Got the chairs moved up a little closer to the fire. Feels good right there. There's a view from the side door. Armor rest, sleeping bag, and that's what it looks like with the back door closed. Nice and lit up inside. So I'll close her up and we'll see what the thermometer says once we have the doors closed for a few minutes. Okay, it's been maybe 15 minutes or 20 minutes. It's getting closer to 9 o'clock. Our sun is pretty much gone. It'll be dark soon. Let's take a look and see what happened to the temperature outside. It feels pretty nice out here yet. I don't think it's going to get as cold as fast as I had hoped. It's still hovering in there, upper 40s outside. No wonder it feels so nice. Let's see what happened inside. About 15 minutes with the small heater on low. You can probably hear it running. Here it is, almost 65 degrees inside the cabin. These heaters have a thermostatic control on them, so when it gets too warm, you just dial it back until it turns off and it'll stay comfortable all night long. I've spent countless nights, some of them with snow on the ground when I get up in the morning, and just as nice as can be inside the trailer. One of the best things about the size trailer that the Cargolite is, it's very easy to reach the roof rack. I'm shooting about eye level right now, which is short of 6 feet, and you can see that loading a kayak or anything else on top of this, quite easy. Fire's going well. The bushcraft chairs are just waiting for me to relax and have that last cup of coffee. The trailer being as light as it is makes it extremely easy to tow, even with the smallest car. Many of our customers have subcompact 4-cylinder cars, and you really forget it's behind you. It weighs just a little over 700 pounds empty. You can load 1,000 pounds into it if you want to, but towing it is just a breeze. And that is the signature of microlite. The engineering that goes into building this trailer is quite a bit different than a cargo trailer. The strength is made on the inside as well as the outside. There's not a lot of heavy framing in the walls. It's 1-inch tube frame, aluminum floor, aluminum skin on the outside, so it's basically a aluminum shell, aluminum tent if you will. But it's really nice to have a lockable, hard-sided unit that you can fit in your garage, throw your gear on top, throw your gear inside, and be gone in a moment. To enjoy whatever camping might catch your fancy, maybe for a quick weekend or longer. I've stayed in the Cargolite and Cargolite Plus for up to a week before. Very comfortable. So I'm going to get about the business of enjoying that last cup of coffee, and we'll let the fire die down. You can see a little bit better what it's like as it grows darker, and how those lights help you light up the surrounding area. Be right back. Okay, here we are at the last part of the evening. It's starting to get dark outside. Here there's a few birds still out and about. One of the things that customers have told me over the years that they really appreciate about Cargolite and really the entire microlite line is that they're hard-sided campers that they can pull with their small cars rather than soft-sided. And that's really kind of nice, particularly if you happen to be in bear country, or here in Michigan. You just never know when a crazy chipmunk or a rabid raccoon might show up looking for lunch. And sometimes all you can see as you look around in the surrounding brush and trees is just the eyes. And it's a little unnerving sometimes. You guys hear that? What was that? I hear something out there. You see it? I see eyes. What in the world? Oh, well, I know who that is. That's my electric dog, Summit. Hi, Summit. Come here, boy. Come here. Come on, Summit. Ah, that's a good boy. As you can see, Summit is a pretty good-sized electric dog. He's got bright eyes. He came out to see what was going on by the fire. Summit told me that he's tired of hearing me talk about how easy the cargolite is to tow. And being a good-sized electric dog, he thinks he can tow it. Well, I'm not so sure if he can or he can't, but he sure wants to try. All right, Summit, but not tonight. Let's save that for another day. How about we dedicate an entire video to you being able to pull a cargolite trailer? You want to give it a try? Well, he looks pretty excited, so we'll sign off for tonight and stay tuned to see if Summit can do what he thinks he can. Until then, good night and thanks for watching.